Hi, I'm Rena Monula, and I'm here to tell you about the truth about declawing cats. I would like to start off this presentation saying that an animal is still a life. Even though it's not human, it still deserves the same amount of respect and humanity that we have for each other. And any decisions about the animal that you may or may not have, they should not be taken lightly. They affect a life and they can feel pain. So what the procedure of declawing actually is they don't take the nail bed off. The name entirely is misleading. They actually take the third distal phalanx from the finger. As you can see from the picture here, there are tendons and connecting the different bones together. And when you cut it off, it severs that tendon. It's not a pretty picture. Just for a quick comparison, in case you still don't understand, it would be like taking off the tip of your finger. So here you have an animal finger, you can see there, and then we have a human finger here. So you can get a better idea of, if you were declawed, what it would actually be. Now, with this procedure, afterwards there will be limb and joint pain. The animal will see this as an injury, this procedure, and they will do what they do with any sort of injury. They will try to avoid it. They're animals. So, specifically, they will not be using their limbs as much because they are in pain. Now, when you don't use a limb as much as the other ones, you can get possible muscle atrophy, and that is when the muscle just loses mass and you can't move. It's really bad. I have a picture here of what a normal muscle would look like. You can see the belly of the muscle in this picture is larger than the atrophied muscle over here, which is much smaller. With limb and joint pain, they will be walking on the cut-off joints that they have left, and it can cause bone regrowth. That is not fun to have. They could just be in so much pain and get hypotension. It's completely unnecessary to do a procedure on a cat that doesn't even need it. You shouldn't do that. There are behavioral issues that come with this as well. They could be more aggressive and defensive because you took away their main form of defense, their claws. I have a video here to talk more about it.
Sleek Shot, our first in-shower styler. 5 times smoother hair, sleek in half the time. Mix a shot with shampoo, power up with lather. Skip the flat iron. New Fructis Sleek Shot by Garnier, naturally.
Declawing your cat.
I would just like to point out that this video, it goes over 2 minutes, but I'm starting 12 seconds in.
Is an idea that people in different parts of the world have very different thoughts on. In some countries, it's a kind of routine thing to do. In some countries, it's actually illegal to do. In America, it used to be just something that was done to indoor cats and is now sort of seen as cruel. It's apparently very painful for cats. They're not great at expressing their pain, but it seems like it's an operation that is a lot more invasive than people originally thought. It shows how we are trying to navigate this relationship with these animals, which is very new. Cats didn't live inside of our houses full time until about 40 years ago. We had to sort of start managing this relationship and figuring out, why is the cat destroying my furniture? How do I make sure that my children are not scratched by the cat? We've had to come up with a lot of different solutions for people who are having behavioral problems with their cats, and these scratching behaviors, which are very much part of the house cat's normal behavioral repertoire. Best thing to do is not to kind of change the cat, but to change the environment. Make sure that your cat cat has natural scratching posts, because even animals like lions have scratching posts in nature. It's just something that cats do. They sharpen their claws, and they even leave messages on these scratching posts for other cats. The cat has ways to sort of exercise its natural behaviors. Yes, I think you should clip them. In normal circumstances, they wouldn't need to be clipped because they'd be scratching them all the time. But in our homes, even though we do provide these artificial scratching posts, sometimes their nails can get a little bit long. I guess you could say you could do it on a case-by-case basis. If your cat's nails seem to be sort of uncomfortably protruding or getting all split and dry and brittle, then maybe you would want to clip them. You know, maybe you have some excellent scratching furniture in your house that your cat doesn't need to be clipped.
So back to the slideshow. It's very hard to read cats as someone who is in the veterinary assistant program. We are told that you have to get most of the behavior from the face, and as someone in the field, it's still hard to read animals. So people who aren't in any sort of animal field, they are the owners, they don't have that better understanding that vets do in the field. In conclusion, do not declaw your cats. I have a little comic here that you can look at. Kind of explains a bunch of different things that I had talked about. Thank you for viewing this presentation. Have a good day.